standards, but not many. But,
That's good to know.
So interesting. I've never done that. I just sip from the glass or the bottle.
I'm pretty sure I tip my head back as well.
Yeah.
I don't think I tip just the bottle. That's interesting.
There we go. That's how I do it, and I've never thought anything of it. And apparently, it's weird. So good.
This slang in that thing.
You know what? Do you think it has? Because now that we're talking, I have watched that 2 seconds of him tipping that bottle back like at least 5 times. Do you think it's because otherwise it would disturb the bird on his shoulder?
Oh yes.
Because if he tilted back, it would disturb the bird.
Whoa.
And the bird is pretty comfortable on his shoulder here. Maybe it's a courtesy to his feathered friend who blew him off when he was in danger, but
Or
Yes, I
maybe
agree.
when they did Preacher's makeup or his hair, they accidentally shaved too far under his chin. And there's just this kind of bare patch there. And if he looks up, you'd see it. And that's all you think about.
On my 6th and 7th viewing, he also does this thing with his eyebrow, which I'm trying to do now, and maybe you can hear me changing my voice as I try.
I wondered what that was.
He does the weird eyebrow thing, and so again, if he tilts his head, we can't see that eyebrow going up.
Yeah, he's doing the people's eyebrow, essentially.
Is this an LL Cool J trademark, this eyebrow thing? I haven't seen enough of his stuff to know.
I mean, yeah, he works the eyebrow for sure. He's got the eyebrow work, but I don't think it's not like Dwayne Johnson's eyebrow.
Oh, that's true.
He's not it's not like, hey, give me the eyebrow, LL. You're just kind of asking.
Right.
You're not. Yeah, with The Rock, he's got that thing. So
Yes.
maybe he's known for it, but he's not known for it.
Yes, maybe it's a slick little, Carol Burnett does the ear tug. Maybe LL is sending a message to, the ladies who love Cool J. I mean, you never know.
I thought we've got this far. I never said his full name of Ladies
That's
Love Cool
it.
James.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm the one to say it.
I
Yes.
love I remember the
Ladies
day I
Love.
found that out. That was his name. my world changed forever.
And to anyone listening to whom I have taught that, you are welcome.
I just thought he'd come up with this weird collection of letters and the word cool, but no, it's Ladies Love Cool James. Good, wonderful. This is the world.
And I'm really going to blow your mind because now with You're Welcome, I have Dwayne Johnson singing in my head from Moana.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
So we're just going in eyebrow circles at this point.
Shiny. Oh wait, that's not his
No,
song.
that's Jermaine
Jermaine
Clement.
Yeah, that's the only one I know. I love that song. No, but I don't know. I guess what I like about this movie is you have them below him, then upstairs he's doing. So you're like, oh, above him, that's what he's going through. So when they're saying they have to go down to get up, you're seeing, oh, they can't go up because that's what Preacher's going through.
Oh, true.
It's just a nice why can't we go up? And then they wouldn't know, but then that's how they can't do it. And also, how good of an eye does Carter have for catching that water shooting out that door?
Yeah,
it might have been
that's a
game
thing
over.
burst. Yeah, he knows his stuff. He's good.
Oh man, I'm excited. I've learned about 8 new things this episode.
So, do you reckon Preacher really thinks? Okay, I'm not a religious person, fine, but he's thinking that because he's recently started drinking, a couple of minutes ago in film time, that God is enacting some kind of a wrath against this by beating up the Aquatica. Is the logic train he takes to discard his drink? I think that's a bit of a leap.
I don't think he's not, when he survives this, he's not going to be out somewhere and be like, man, I took some sips of sherry and you can't believe what happened. I don't think he's going to.
My bird died. I got bitten up. My legs got bitten by a shark. So many people died, but mainly my
I think
bird.
at that point you're allowed to drink.
I think he just spends a lot of time in the kitchen by himself. He has a bird that he talks to mostly.
Mm-hmm.
And if he was just walking through the hallway silently, it'd be boring.
Yeah.
So he just is kind of chatting about. I think he has an open conversation. It seems like with God, the way he talks to him about stuff. And he's praying before they go up, and so I think this is just a conversation. I don't think he at the end of the movie he's not crying and have to be consoled by Carter Blake. He's like, it was the sherry.
Oh, no. It's not like the end of Poseidon Adventure where Gene Hackman sacrifices himself to save everyone.
I did this.
That's what you want.
Throwback.
No, the shark in a hurricane did this, not Sherry.
Right.
And because there's an earlier scene at the party. There's an earlier scene at the party where everyone's drinking.
Yeah.
Is he like,
Wasn't he the
okay, so
bartender?
now you've had some sherry, you're all in it. Everyone's getting smoked now, smited. Smoked.
Well, he
You're
seems to have,
excited, actually.
Okay.
he seems to have overcome a bunch of obstacles. So he seemed to have
Yeah.
gotten sober. So maybe that's just
think
his
you're
inner
right.
guilt talking. Maybe that's him kind of getting off the wagon,
Yeah,
and
maybe.
think you're right.
and he's having that conversation.
They do hint at everybody's sort of back history. You have that conversation in the previous chapter where Carter and Franklin are talking about, the file, and I know you know my file, and oh, well, I've done this, and, I did my time, and I follow my parole, and I wonder if, if Preacher is, a bit of, maybe he's born again, maybe he went through some crap, and maybe he was a hard drinker, and maybe he pulled himself out of it, and now that, I mean, with what has just happened, I can see most people saying, I think I need a quick sip of something to calm me down.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe he's making amends to God and saying, all right, sorry, I can do this. You're right. I don't know. I mean, the AA creed, right? God grant me the serenity to, oh gosh, accept the things, that I cannot
Yeah.
change, to know the difference, and forgive me for not knowing that. That was terrible. I don't mean to dismiss that, because I think it's a very valid prayer to have, but maybe that is his history. He's thinking about those things, and maybe that's some of his character background.
He's just having that conversation because, I mean, he has no one else to talk to. So,
True.
yeah, I think he's just down there nervous talking. And then some nice comic relief.
Yeah, I feel like we had to talk about it.
Yeah. No, you're right. I didn't even think about that.
Good.
No, it's a good point. We got pretty in depth there. I like it.
We did. Yeah.
I
So
mean, it's very relevant to his character. So
Mm-hmm. That'd be funny if the wave hit him and he was 3 bottles of sherry to the wind, and he's just sliding down with another one, just going, yeehaw! That's
when he is sliding down the corridor, though, that is, he's going backwards. He has no control of where he's going. That is a terribly designed corridor to be sliding along, because there's all these bits jutting out the sides where
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
the
A lot of
segments are
bruises from that.
welded together. That could have so easily gone terribly. If you can see where he's going, it might be useful to grab hold of one of the things. But he's flailing. He could so easily be more bruised and beaten and bloodied than he is later on. So he's lucky to get out.
that first moment when he gets knocked down the stairs, I mean, I felt my back go out on that one. His feet go out from under him. That poor man's head probably cracked on one of those stone steps. I mean, oof. I felt bruised for him.
Yeah. I blew my back out too, and my ankle hurts. It's wild.
I'm a sympathetic person. I share people's pain. Empathetic. That's the word I want.
But you have my sympathy.
Lisa, do you have any other thoughts on Deep Blue Sea, or this chapter, or Deep Blue Sea as a whole?
I don't. I think I'm going to stick to what we've got here. I'm not going to go forward with it in general, because I know there are other chapters coming up and I won't steal anyone's thunder. So
We appreciate that. Mark, any other thoughts on this chapter?
Oh, I loved it. I think it told some good stories. You have the interesting parallels with the lighting, as you said. A lot of sliding, which I'm always for. The map bit, which I adore. Now I know there's a red dot. Now I know about the parrot and the voice work. I mean, this is a perfect episode. I'm all set.
Excellent. Well, Lisa, where can people find you online? What would you like to plug or promote?
So I would like to plug the Critical Critics, and you can find us at thecriticalcritics.com. I should have a review coming up very soon. I'm hoping this week. So perhaps by the time this podcast is posted, it will be on there. You can find me posting under the name Lisa Pass. And that's about it for now. You can see me in a classroom in Rhode Island starting next week. If you need to learn some English.
What do you teach? You teach English?
I teach literature. So I teach 9th grade and seniors.
Oh, nice. I used to teach high school English. I taught AP
Really?
English. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. I'm AP Lit for my seniors.
Oh, I love teaching AP Lit. I had a great time doing that.
Now, why'd you give it up?
I moved to Korea
Oh,
and taught there, and then I went back.
Teachers in Korea.
Yeah, I went over there
Mark
and
was
taught
one of them.
English. Yeah, I went over there, taught English. It was just a really neat opportunity, and there was some other stuff. But then I went back, got my master's, and then I just started work. I taught at Florida State, and then I went and I entered the film industry for years, and now I'm teaching film. So I'm back teaching, but I'm
Amazing.
doing film. So It brought
I
me
did
back.
have a film class for a little while, but my schedule kind of shifted around a bit, so it's not currently running. But I enjoyed that quite a bit, and my crowning glory is that I had students who very lovingly told me that I ruined watching movies for them because now they understand all of the deep things that are in the film. So I was like, "You're welcome." And I still include film with my literature, so even if the senior class, the freshman class, we still get movies because I just can't help myself.
Excellent. Well, I used to take English literature, and I don't anymore. I was told I couldn't find a career in it, so I did engineering instead.
There you go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, geez Louise.
Yeah. So, you can find the podcast online on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Deep Blue Sea Pod, or email us deepblueseapod@gmail.com. You can find more of my stuff over at lifeversusfilm.com, lifevsfilm.com, or over on the LAM, the Large Association of Movie Blogs, large-movieblogs.com, or on the Lambcast, the Lamb's official podcast, where we talk about all manner of film-related things, sometimes with sharks, but not as often as on this show. Mark, where can people find you? What do you got going on?
Yeah, so head over to Movies, Films, and Flicks, so Movies, Films, and FLIX. We have the website there. Also, listen to the Movies, Films, and Flicks podcast. We were just number 5 in Vietnam for film reviews, which was really cool. That made me really happy. Happy to see that. And we were 14 in TV and film, which is a pretty neat little, just to be amongst all those massive ones. And a big, it's a new country we entered. So there's that. I do a lot of the research for the Verse videos on Rotten Tomatoes, so go watch those. I started working with them on their new podcast, so check that out. And I also write articles for them, so type in Mark Hoffmeyer Rotten Tomatoes. And I also I've been writing for the Film Theorists on YouTube, so Matt, Pat, and that crew. So I have a Joker video up right now, and then I have a few more in the works. So by the time this gets released, I might have a video on that page. But yeah, that's it.
That's it?
Wow, that's all he's got. Yeah, we established I plug first, because Mark has all those plugs.
I mean, I just had the one. I mean, my goodness.
It's been a 10-year slog to do this. I don't sleep. So
I'm not saying you don't deserve all those plugs, Mark. You absolutely do. It's you've put the work in.
Oh no, not deserve it. I'm just like you, man. I don't do well with those compliments. So I mean, you gotta pitch your stuff, of course. But when people are like, "Yeah, you're doing great," I'm like, "Yeah."
Well, we're going to stop talking about ourselves, and you can come back next week for the next chapter of Deep Blue Sea. But as for this episode, I've been Jake Lewitt.
Mark Hoffmeyer.
Thank you to Lisa Leahy.
Yes, very much enjoyed this time. Thank you.
We'll see you next week. Bye.